General Michael Langley's threats and Traoré's defiance. The West has intensified its campaign against Captain Ibrahim Traoré, using the same tactics once deployed to destroy Libya's Muammar Gaddafi. Yet Traoré remains undeterred, rallying Africans to resist foreign domination and reclaim their sovereignty. On May 13, 2025, fresh from attending Moscow's Victory Day celebrations marking the 80th anniversary of the Soviet triumph over Nazi Germany, Traoré sat down for a televised interview with Russia's RT and Sputnik. Clad in his signature red beret and military fatigues, he addressed the accusations made by General Michael Langley, head of US AFRICOM, who in April told the US Senate that Traoré was misusing Burkina Faso's gold reserves to protect his junta rather than benefit the people. Langley's remarks, widely seen as a veiled threat, echoed the imperialist rhetoric historically used to justify interventions against African leaders. Traoré's response was blistering. General Langley should look himself in the mirror and feel ashamed. For the first time, Burkina Faso's gold reserves are in our treasury, not in the hands of foreign corporations. This is what they fear: a Burkina Faso that controls its own wealth. He accused the US and its allies of orchestrating a defamation campaign to destabilize his government. The terrorism we witness today comes from imperialism, he declared, linking the rise of jihadist groups in the Sahel to NATO's 2011 destruction of Libya, which unleashed regional chaos. Their goal is to keep us in a state of permanent war, so they can plunder our resources. Traoré deliberately invoked Gaddafi's fate, warning, "They spread lies, fund dissent, arm terrorists and then cry humanitarian intervention to justify invasions. We will not let Burkina Faso become another Libya." The Gaddafi parallel. Muammar Gaddafi, Libya's leader from 1969 to 2011, sought African unity and economic independence, proposing a gold-backed African currency to rival the US dollar and the CFA franc. For this, he was demonized, destabilized, and assassinated in a NATO-led war under the guise of protecting civilians. Libya plunged into chaos, flooding the Sahel with arms and jihadist fighters. Today, Burkina Faso struggles against these forces, with 40% of its territory under extremist control. Western tactics repeat. In February 2025, Burkina Faso banned Human Rights Watch, HRW, after accusing it of fabricating reports about military abuses. On May 12, HRW released another report alleging that pro-government militias committed ethnic attacks, killing 130 civilians in March. Critics question its timing, just weeks after Langley's Senate testimony and Traoré's Moscow visit, viewing it as part of a broader strategy to paint Traoré as a brutal dictator. "This is a classic playbook," said Dr. Amina Coulibaly, a political analyst. "First they accuse you of corruption, then human rights abuses, then genocide before pushing for sanctions or military intervention. It's what they did to Gaddafi, Lumumba, and Sankara." Traoré dismissed HRW's report as fabricated. "Where are the bodies? Where are the graves? They show videos and testimonies that can be manipulated. We are fighting terrorists who hide among civilians, but we are not massacring our people." The West wants to distract from their role in creating this terrorism. A new breed of African leadership. Since seizing power in 2022, Traoré has expelled French troops, nationalized gold mines, announced Burkina Faso's first gold refinery, banned foreign ownership of rural land, and rejected the CFA franc, moves that threaten Western economic control. Alongside Mali and Niger, he formed the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, for regional unity and self-reliance. A symbol of resistance. At just 37, Traoré is Africa's youngest head of state, inspiring millions across a continent where over 60% are under 25. His refusal to draw a presidential salary, his modest lifestyle, and fiery anti-imperialist rhetoric echo Thomas Sankara's legacy. Social media is flooded with images and videos hailing him as Africa's Messiah and the people's captain. In his RT interview, he accused the West of arming terrorists to destabilize the Sahel. "They keep us in permanent war so they can plunder our resources. Look at Libya, NATO's bombs killed thousands, but they call us the killers. They pit our communities against each other, then accuse us of ethnic attacks." His government has banned foreign media outlets like Le Monde, The Guardian and Deutsche Welle to counter false narratives, undermining Burkina Faso's sovereignty. The battle for Africa's soul. On April 30th, tens of thousands rallied in Ouagadougou, waving Burkinabe flags and chanting, "No more Libya." Similar rallies erupted in Bamako, Niamey, Accra, and even London. Musician Acha Bayen captured the sentiment. Colin Powell lied and Iraq was destroyed. Obama lied and Gaddafi was killed. This time their lies won't affect us. Posts on X and Facebook hail Traoré as a symbol of African awakening. One declared, "Russia has sent special forces to protect Captain Traoré. This is the battle for Africa's soul." A continental awakening. Traoré's policies reopening 400 schools in insurgent-held areas, providing tractors and fertilizers to farmers, and building processing plants, resonate deeply. The West's campaign against him is seen as an attack on Africa's broader push for sovereignty. His leadership, inspired by Sankara, threatens centuries of neocolonial exploitation. Yet challenges remain. Jihadist insurgencies continue, and critics warn of creeping authoritarianism with arrests of activists and journalists. A defining moment. As the West escalates its campaign, Africans are rallying behind Traoré. His courage to speak truth to power and his vision for a free Africa have ignited a fire that cannot be extinguished. The stakes are high. If Traoré falls, it will be a blow to African sovereignty. If he prevails, it could mark the dawn of a new era. One where Africa charts its own course, free from neocolonial chains. As he declared in Moscow, "We either agree to fight for our country or remain slaves forever." Across the continent, millions are answering his call, vowing that Burkina Faso and Africa will never again become another Libya.